Are the products third-party tested? This question couldn't have come at a better time because we're about to do part 2 of our 3-part series of where to source peptides and how to source them. In part 1, we talked about sourcing peptides from research websites, gray market, things like that, so that you can figure out which way you want to go. So if you haven't seen that video, go check it out, like it, share it, follow me for more. Let's get into this one. So this question brought up the good topic of COAs, or certificate of analysis, which is the process of these products being tested by either the manufacturer, the seller, or by the consumer. So in case you don't want to watch this whole video, I'm going to be answering this question right in the beginning and then going into the explanations. Yes, products are tested, and here are the 3 COAs that are provided. This one, and this one. So now you're asking, well, what are those COAs? Why are there 3 different ones? So basically, BioShield provides 3 COAs, which the first one is more rare, not something that's normally provided by resellers or manufacturers. But BioShield makes sure they're in direct contact with the manufacturer, and they get what's called the raw COA. And that is the COA and the purity of the raw compound that is used to do the lyophilized process. So it's the very baby step of the process before the baby even starts crawling. This way, the consumer can actually know what is being used to put into their product before it's even made into the final product to then give to the consumer. The second COA that you saw was basically the manufacturer COA. After the lyophilized process is done, they will send it off to be tested. Not all the time. So the manufacturer will actually have their selling company send it off and get it tested, and that's the results that come back showing the final product testing results. The third COA that you saw was actually from BioShield, because BioShield sends off the products to then be tested to justify and verify once again to make sure it's pure and safe before it's ever sent out to the consumers. Because honesty, transparency, and trust is number 1. So now let's get into, as a consumer, what am I looking for in a COA? Why do I need them? Why do people keep saying that I need them? What's so important about them, and what can and can't I trust about them? So as I said before, that second COA is the most common. That comes from the manufacturer. And so what happens is that manufacturer will then send their products off to be tested. They get the results back, and then they send them to the reseller, and that reseller has a option. They have 2 choices. Either only utilize the manufacturer's COA to provide to their consumers, but then that causes a problem with the chain of trust, because now your consumer is trusting this reseller, and the reseller is basing their trust on the manufacturer, and nothing in the middle has been verified. The other option is for the reseller to then send the product off themselves to get tested, so then it comes back and verifies what the manufacturer sent, and then we can verify and trust what the actual answer is before it's ever sent to the consumer. So your everyday test is sent off to companies like Janoschick, Chromate, Freedom, Finric, all those testing sites. Your typical everyday testing that's sent off comes back with 2 things: purity and filament of the product. So for example, you send off BPC 157 10 milligram vial. That's what's reported being sent to the testing company. The testing company will then test the product and send back an answer. And that's where your test results come from, of the purity, which normally you'll see greater than 98%, greater than 99%, and filament, which you'll see the milligram amount. Sometimes you'll see things like 10.71 milligrams or 9.89 milligrams when it's supposed to be a 10 milligram. Not a significant concern. Where you want to draw concern is when it comes back and it says something like 3 milligrams or 22 milligrams, and you're sitting there going, what the heck? So what happened? Why does it do that? Well, what happened was something happened in the manufacturing process, and that product is no longer good. But as I had stated before briefly about trusting COAs, you can trust them to a point. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Use it as a tool, because who's to say that vendor isn't sending you products that weren't from that test? You don't know. That's why, in my opinion, I love the community aspect, where you can go in and you can talk to people, you can get to know people and create relationships. Because then if something does happen out of someone's control, and there's something that happens in the manufacturing process, you can work together and get it fixed. Because let's be honest, not everything's perfect, and things do happen. So the second part of this question, toxins. And what this person is referring to is called endotoxins, which are heavy metals and things that could be in the fillers inside the product that could be harmful. And yes, these are tested. These are things that are tested. That's an extra step. It's extra money. You have to request it through the testing companies. It's not something that's just done on a regular test that you'll see on a daily basis. And that's where the community aspect comes into play. Because in our community, You have people that will go in there and chat and talk and get to know each other and try to work together, and they will actually create group testing. They'll go in there and everybody will jump in on group testing together to save money. They'll get things tested. They'll be able to share experiences, and they'll be able to see what's safe, what's not, and be able to verify and justify things for each other and help each other out. That way everything's safer and the community is much better for it. So follow along, join the community, DM me for information. Keep an eye out for the third part of this series, because remember, fix the system, you change the output.